Hi guys, I'm Nicholls, head coach at London Grapple in Deptford, southeast London. Today I'm going to be showing you a little front headlock chain to work. So we've ended up front headlock. Key things when it comes to controlling this position: I have no interest in my opponents having a base like this. We're going to crumple that. So we're going to take a chin strap with our right hand, and the other arm is going to peel the elbow open so his face moves down to the floor. Got a lot of shoulder pressure through the back of the head. So just on this side, what I'm doing, peeling it and down. Base your outside leg up. You can be on both toes to get more pressure, but normally it's alright just to have one knee down. Now, we're going to look to guillotine to start with. Head in the armpit on the far side, we've opened this up. You always want to combine front headlock attacks with threatening the back. So if my opponent is just intent on taking grips on my wrists to stop me from finishing his neck, we move to the back. So from here, if his hands are just here, then they're not here to stop me moving around to threaten my back ticks. Peter should be mixing it up between the two. If he feels like I'm going for the neck, the hands could be here. But if he feels me moving to the back, this arm should flick out to block me. You can't simply protect your neck by having your hands there all the time. You've got to do other things as well. So, we pick our opponent up, raising this arm and shelving it on our hip. We whip our hips under, bringing this foot to the hip. The other leg comes over the back and here. The benefit of having this over a half guard, it makes it way harder for my opponent to flatten me and get me facing the wrong way in the guillotine. So if this foot wasn't here and it was in a half, Peter would go for a little walk to the other side and start to turn me, screwing up my angle for the finish. Whereas if this foot is here and he tries to walk, I can use that to put him back. This other leg is here to make sure he can't step over to the other side of me to pass my guard before I guillotine him. So, here, focusing on the finish, my hands stay under the chin with this one. So I'm going to keep my hands under the chin and take a grip like this, over the hand, not on the forearm. Here, I focus on dropping my shoulder through the back of the head. I want to crumple his spine. So here, crumple, and now my hands start coming up through the neck to finish. Up, sit forward, hook, leg over the back. Common defense here to take pressure off of Peter's neck is to fall over onto his side. Here, he's falling into another attack, which is my Anacondas. So my top elbow pinches, I walk my hips back so it slips off in front of my body. So if we just move around a little bit. So the arm's currently on me, I pinch, and I make sure this collapses here. I can also use my leg to help. I grab my bicep, and the hand comes up high. What I focus on here with the finish is bringing my elbows together. Very important that this elbow and the meat of my bicep is wrapping around his neck. Don't want any space here, so the depth of this elbow is important. Here, and now elbows together, and often it comes on without you even walking in. Just this little adjustment. Elbows down and then into you. Peter's defense for this, we stay in the same spot, is to nail his head to the floor and to make this arm as heavy as possible by pulling it down to his hips here. So here, but you pull this down this way. Can't lock up my Anaconda. My next transition is to a dart. So I keep my hands connected and I kick off my lower toes onto my shoulder and onto my head. This stops him from being able to come up. Try coming up, Pete. Really important to keep your hands linked in this transition. If this isn't here, there's a chance he can get up. These hands are what's keeping him on the floor. I pull my hands to my chest. From here to my knees, and I punch the other arm deep instead. All the way through. I grab my bicep, and here I start bringing my elbows together. I've got options on how to finish. We can walk around, stepping over to a full mount and applying our dart in full mount. can also fault the side control, making sure you do not allow this arm coming over the other side. Just keep an angle here and apply in. So there's a front headlock sequence, 3 submission options off of the guillotine.